Prostate pain isn't just uncomfortable. It can quietly erode your sleep, your confidence, and your quality of life. Most men ignore the warning signs until the discomfort becomes impossible to live with. But there's a simple, natural addition to your breakfast that could change everything. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly paid attention to your mornings? Not just your routine, but the way your body feels. Perhaps you've noticed a growing discomfort. Maybe a dull ache, a strange pressure, or an urgent need to visit the bathroom more often, especially at night. These signs can be subtle at first, easy to ignore, but over time they become a part of your day. And that shouldn't be. What if I told you that something as ordinary as your breakfast could be the key to soothing those symptoms? And what's more, preventing them from progressing into something far more serious. I know, it sounds surprising, but that's the nature of true wellness. Sometimes the most powerful solutions are hidden in the everyday things we overlook. Today I want to share something with you that could shift your morning ritual and your health in a way that's simple, effective, and backed by reason. But before we get there, a quick note. At the end of this video, I'll give you an extra tip, a bonus if you will, one that most people don't know about. This bonus could significantly boost the effects of what we're about to discuss. So if you're serious about improving your health naturally and safely, stay with me until the end. Your body and your future self will thank you. Now let's talk about something that's often misunderstood, even though it affects millions of men. The prostate. This small, walnut-sized gland sits just below the bladder. Its role? It helps produce seminal fluid and plays a critical part in male reproductive health. But as men age, the prostate often becomes enlarged. And when that happens, it doesn't go unnoticed. You see, when the prostate grows, it begins to press against the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. This can lead to a number of uncomfortable, even disruptive symptoms. Difficulty starting urination, a weak or interrupted stream, the feeling of not emptying the bladder completely, and more frequent urges to go, especially during the night. If you've experienced any of this, you're not alone. And more importantly, there's something you can do about it. While it's easy to attribute these changes to aging, that's only part of the story. Lifestyle, particularly diet, plays a much bigger role than most people realize. In fact, what you choose to put on your plate each morning could either support your prostate's health or slowly chip away at it. We live in a culture where the typical breakfast often includes processed meats, high-sodium foods, sugary cereals, and refined carbs. Think about it. Bacon, sausage, pancakes, syrup, and maybe even a donut on the go. These foods may satisfy your cravings, but they're also quietly fueling inflammation in the body, and the prostate is particularly sensitive to it. The scientific community has increasingly linked chronic, low-grade inflammation to the development and progression of prostate enlargement, known medically as benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. Inflammatory responses in the body don't always cause immediate pain or visible reactions. Instead, they build quietly over time, like a slow-burning fire. And the longer they burn, the more damage they can cause, not just to your prostate, but to your cardiovascular health, metabolism, and beyond. But here's where it gets interesting. The same way food can contribute to inflammation, it can also fight it. There are nutrients and compounds found in everyday ingredients that actively calm inflammation, support hormonal balance, and ease the pressure on the prostate. And yes, some of these can be part of your breakfast. That's why your first meal of the day is so critical. In a moment, I'll share one natural food that studies have shown to be particularly powerful in supporting prostate health. It's not a miracle drug. It's not exotic or expensive. It's simple, accessible, and often overlooked. But before I get to that, I want to emphasize something crucial. When it comes to natural solutions, details matter. The right food in the wrong quantity or prepared the wrong way might not only lose its benefits, it might actually work against you. That's why it's essential to understand not just what to consume, but how to do it properly. And that's exactly what we'll uncover together. One more thing, because this isn't just about preventing discomfort. If left unchecked, prolonged prostate inflammation and swelling can lead to more severe urinary complications, infections, and even affect kidney function. That's not to create fear, that's to empower you. Because the good news is, with the right steps, these outcomes can often be prevented. And it starts with awareness. By choosing what goes into your breakfast bowl, you're making a daily decision that impacts your body's ability to function well. Not just now, but for years to come. The earlier you take control, the better your results. So what's this overlooked ingredient that could ease prostate pain and swelling naturally? We'll dive into that next. But remember, the next step is one of the most important. Skip it. And not only might you miss the results, you could end up triggering effects you never intended. So stay with me. You're about to discover something that could change the way you start your day and protect your health in a meaningful way. If you've ever felt like your mornings were missing something, a sense of vitality, energy, or even comfort, then what you're about to hear could be the link that's been quietly affecting your well-being all along. As we've just seen, your breakfast isn't just a meal. It's a statement of how you choose to care for your body from the very beginning of each day. And when it comes to prostate health, the impact of your morning choices runs deeper than most people think. Let's take a closer look at what's really happening when you sit down or rush out with a typical North American breakfast. Bacon, sausage, buttered toast, processed cheese, sugary cereals, and oversized coffee drinks may fill your stomach, but they also introduce a wave of compounds that silently disrupt your body's natural balance. Let's break this down. Many processed breakfast foods are high in saturated fats, refined sugars, and sodium. While they might give a temporary boost in taste and even energy, they also increase inflammation, disrupt hormonal signaling, and put added strain on your metabolic and urinary systems. The result? Your prostate, already sensitive and vulnerable with age, is exposed to even more stress. One of the least known facts is how these foods affect your body's estrogen-testosterone balance. Yes, men also produce estrogen, and when it rises disproportionately, due to diet, weight gain, or even exposure to certain chemicals, it can fuel the growth of prostate tissue. Imagine fueling a fire with every bite. That's essentially what many modern breakfast habits are doing. But that's not all. Excess salt, common in breakfast meats and packaged foods, leads to water retention and increases blood pressure. High blood pressure, in turn, reduces blood flow to various organs, including the prostate. When circulation drops, so does your body's ability to detoxify, nourish, and protect these organs from cellular stress and inflammation. Another surprising culprit? Skipping breakfast altogether. While some may tout intermittent fasting, for men with prostate issues, missing out on the right nutrients in the morning can mean missing a critical window to fight inflammation and stabilize hormones for the day. The body thrives on consistency and rhythm. Depriving it early can lead to spikes in cortisol, your stress hormone, which has its own adverse effects on the prostate. Now, here's something that might shock you. A 2022 review of nutritional studies linked frequent consumption of processed meats to an increased risk of BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia, by as much as 35%. Think about that the next time you reach for another round of bacon or a breakfast sandwich from a drive-thru. It's not just a snack. It's a message you're sending to your cells. But it's not all bad news. Understanding these patterns opens a door, a very important one, because the body is incredibly resilient. When you replace harmful habits with healing ones, the benefits often appear sooner than expected. And this is where our journey takes a powerful turn. There's a natural ingredient, rich in anti-inflammatory compounds, full of essential nutrients, that doesn't just help manage symptoms. It actively supports the healing process at a cellular level. And the best part? It's already available in most households or just a grocery store away. I'm talking about pumpkin seeds. These tiny powerhouses contain zinc, magnesium, and phytosterols, compounds that have shown promising effects in reducing prostate swelling and improving urinary flow. Zinc in particular is essential for male hormone balance. When levels are low, the body may struggle to regulate testosterone properly, contributing to further prostate stress. Pumpkin seeds are also rich in antioxidants, which protect prostate cells from oxidative damage. The fat profile of these seeds, mainly omega-9 and omega-6 fatty acids, helps modulate inflammation gently and naturally. Just 1 tablespoon a day can begin to shift internal chemistry in a more favorable direction. But before you rush to the pantry, here's something you need to know. Not all pumpkin seeds are equal. How they're processed and consumed matters more than you might think. Over-roasted seeds can lose much of their nutritional value. Store-bought versions with added salt or oil might counteract the anti-inflammatory effects you're looking for. So yes, the type, preparation, and dosage are crucial. This is why our next focus will be on the correct way to incorporate these seeds into your daily routine. Not just randomly, but purposefully. It's the difference between simply eating and truly healing. Think of this as your opportunity to reset, to exchange old habits for choices that serve your body's design. Because once you begin to nourish your body with intention, you'll be surprised at how quickly things can change. And as you'll soon see, we're just getting started. The next step is where it gets even more precise. And skipping it could not only reduce your results but also introduce unintended effects that might cancel out the benefits altogether. Stay tuned because the way forward holds one of the most critical keys to your long-term prostate wellness. Let's take a moment to appreciate how something so small can make such a meaningful impact. Pumpkin seeds, something many people throw away without a second thought, hold inside them a dense concentration of nutrients that science is only beginning to fully appreciate. And yet, this isn't entirely new. In fact, cultures around the world have long valued seeds, roots, and herbs for their restorative properties. Sometimes it just takes a fresh perspective to recognize their full potential. When we talk about supporting prostate health, the conversation often circles around medication, surgery, or simply learning to live with discomfort. But what if we shifted that conversation to nourishment, to prevention, to the idea that healing can begin not in a lab or a pharmacy, but in your kitchen? That's the opportunity pumpkin seeds offer. And it's not hype. It's supported by studies and real-world outcomes. These seeds are more than a snack. They are a source of zinc, magnesium, plant sterols, and antioxidants. These nutrients don't just operate in isolation. They work together, like an orchestra, to bring harmony to your internal systems. Zinc, in particular, has been found to accumulate in high concentrations within the prostate, and for good reason. It's essential for regulating male hormones and reducing oxidative stress in the gland itself. One of the most powerful properties of pumpkin seeds lies in their ability to support anti-inflammatory activity. Chronic inflammation is a silent antagonist in the body. You don't always feel it immediately, but it quietly undermines your health over time. Inflammation within the prostate can make urination uncomfortable, interrupt sleep, and even affect sexual function. So anything that can help reduce that inflammation, naturally and safely, deserves serious attention. Adding a tablespoon of raw or lightly toasted pumpkin seeds to your breakfast each morning is a simple but profound step. It's not just about the seeds themselves, it's about creating a habit of intentional nourishment. When you make this choice day after day, you begin to send a message to your body that it deserves care, attention, and respect. And the benefits aren't limited to your prostate. The magnesium in pumpkin seeds plays a role in muscle relaxation, helping to ease bladder tension and improve flow. The healthy fats promote better cardiovascular health, which is intricately connected to urogenital health. After all, everything in the body is connected. Support one system well, and others benefit too. Let me share a quick example. Imagine a man in his early 60s, beginning to wake up twice or 3 times each night due to urgency. He's not in pain, but he's tired, frustrated. A friend tells him about pumpkin seeds. He starts with a spoonful each morning, sprinkled on oatmeal, added to smoothies, or just eaten raw. Within a few weeks, he notices subtle changes. Fewer nighttime trips, less pressure, more confidence. It's not magic. It's consistent, science-based nutrition. This might sound too good to be true, but nature often works in quiet, powerful ways. It doesn't force results overnight. It builds them gradually, in a sustainable way. That's what makes this approach so different from synthetic shortcuts. We're not looking for a quick fix. We're aiming for lasting support. But there's something else that makes all the difference. While pumpkin seeds are incredibly nutrient-dense, their benefits can be amplified, or diminished, depending on how they're handled. This is where a lot of people go wrong. They grab a bag from the store, assuming all seeds are the same. But not all seeds are created equal. The way they're harvested, stored, roasted, or packaged can dramatically alter their nutritional profile. Commercial seed products often contain added salt, oil, or preservatives. These additions can counteract the very effects you're trying to achieve. For instance, excess sodium can increase blood pressure and water retention, undoing the cardiovascular benefits of the seeds themselves. Over-roasting at high temperatures can destroy delicate fatty acids and degrade essential minerals like zinc and magnesium. Even packaging matters. Seeds exposed to light and oxygen for long periods begin to oxidize. This not only reduces flavor, but may create compounds that stress the liver and digestion. So yes, something as simple as where and how you buy your seeds and how you store them at home can influence the outcome. The ideal choice is raw, organic pumpkin seeds stored in a cool, dark place. If you prefer a roasted flavor, do it gently at home, no higher than 300-degree rocks, 150-degree rocks, for no more than 15 minutes. This maintains their integrity while giving you the taste you enjoy. And remember, more is not always better. 1 tablespoon per day is sufficient for most people, especially when combined with a healthy diet and hydration. What makes this even more powerful is the shift it represents. You're no longer just reacting to symptoms. You're taking ownership of your health in a way that's simple, natural, and empowering. That matters. There's a certain pride in knowing that your first meal of the day contains something chosen, not just for flavor, but for function, for purpose, for protection. And yet there's still one critical element missing, the one detail that could undo all of this progress if ignored. Because no matter how pure or potent an ingredient might be, preparing or consuming it the wrong way can invite risks you didn't intend. You're about to learn what that mistake is, and how to avoid it, so your results don't just begin, but actually last. There's something frustrating about doing all the right things and still not seeing the results you expect. Maybe you've added pumpkin seeds to your breakfast. You've made the effort to buy the raw, organic kind. You toast them lightly, store them properly, and you're consistent. But somehow, that expected relief from discomfort or the improvement in nighttime bathroom visits doesn't show up. Why? The truth is, when it comes to natural remedies, the details matter. A lot more than people think. You could be adding one of the most beneficial ingredients for your prostate, but still sabotaging its potential simply by how you're consuming it. It's not just about the food itself. It's about the process, the pairing, the environment inside your body that either helps or hinders its absorption. Let's talk about heat. Most people don't realize how quickly nutrients can be damaged by high temperatures. Over-roasting pumpkin seeds, even by just a few minutes, can oxidize their oils, alter their structure, and significantly reduce the availability of zinc and phytosterols. That rich, nutty flavor? It might come at the cost of the very compounds your body needs to soothe inflammation. And this isn't just theory, it's biochemistry. Even more common is the mistake of buying prepackaged flavored seeds. They often come with added preservatives, seed oils, or heavy sodium levels, all of which can quietly undermine your progress. Salt, for example, in excessive quantities, promotes water retention and can raise blood pressure, directly affecting your prostate's circulation and drainage. Seed oils used in mass production are usually heavily processed and pro-inflammatory, negating the very anti-inflammatory effects of the seeds themselves. And portion size matters. You don't need handfuls. Overconsumption can lead to bloating or unnecessary calorie overload, which isn't ideal if you're also trying to manage weight, a key factor in hormonal balance and prostate health. Just 1 tablespoon per day, eaten mindfully, is not only sufficient but optimal. Then there's timing. The body absorbs nutrients most efficiently when they're needed and when digestion is most active. Eating pumpkin seeds as part of your breakfast, preferably alongside a source of healthy fat and some fiber, creates the right internal environment. Why does that matter? Because certain nutrients, like the fat-soluble vitamin E and the essential fatty acids in pumpkin seeds, require other fats to be absorbed properly. This is why combining them with a bit of avocado, a boiled egg, or even plain Greek yogurt can make a noticeable difference. But perhaps the most overlooked factor is gut health. Your gut is where nutrient absorption actually happens. If your gut lining is inflamed, compromised, or simply overloaded with processed foods, even the best nutrients may never make it to your bloodstream in usable form. Consider this. Many people who struggle with chronic inflammation, including prostate issues, also suffer from low-grade digestive dysfunctions, things like gas, bloating, irregular bowel movements, or food sensitivities. Addressing your gut through hydration, fiber, and a diet rich in whole foods creates a healthier ecosystem that supports not only digestion, but also the targeted absorption of those prostate-loving nutrients. This is why it's not uncommon to see better results from pumpkin seed supplementation when people also cut down on dairy, sugar, and processed carbs. And here's one more point that needs to be said. Patience. The effects of natural interventions aren't measured in days, sometimes not even in weeks, but they build, layer by layer. The mistake many people make is giving up too soon or changing too many things at once. Consistency, combined with precision, is the formula. This is where discipline becomes your most powerful tool. So here's what I recommend if you want real, lasting results. 1. Choose raw, organic pumpkin seeds. 2. Toast them gently at home or eat them raw. 3. Limit to 1 tablespoon per day. 4. Eat them as part of your first meal with healthy fats. 5. Keep your gut in check. Stay hydrated, eat fiber, avoid overprocessed foods. 6. Give it time, but be consistent. You'd be amazed at what this combination can do over time. Reports from men who followed these steps show improved urinary flow, fewer nighttime interruptions, and even better energy throughout the day. It's not because of one miracle ingredient, it's because of alignment. The right habits, in the right order, with the right mindset. There's a sense of empowerment that comes when you begin to understand how your body responds. You realize you're not stuck, that you have options. And that change doesn't have to come in the form of a prescription. It can begin with a spoonful of seeds, thoughtfully chosen and purposefully consumed. Still, we're not quite done. Because even with everything you've learned so far, there's a way to supercharge these benefits by adding one simple natural companion to this routine. It's something that not only supports prostate health directly, but also works synergistically with pumpkin seeds to enhance nutrient delivery and hormonal balance. Skipping this next step could mean missing out on a level of healing that brings everything together. Not dangerous, no, but definitely a missed opportunity you don't want to overlook. Sometimes the most powerful changes come from rituals that are small, deliberate, and consistent. After everything we've explored about the risks of improper preparation and the significance of absorption, it's now time to talk about the transformation that can happen when you get the process right, when the morning ritual becomes more than just habit, but a strategy for healing. Think of your morning routine as the foundation for the rest of your day. What you put into your body at this time influences not only your energy and focus, but the way your internal systems communicate and operate. This is especially true for your prostate. Giving it the right nourishment in the right form at the right time acts like sending a signal of support directly to the part of your body that needs it most. Here's how to do it. Start with 1 tablespoon of raw, organic pumpkin seeds. These should be stored in a sealed container away from heat and light, and ideally refrigerated after opening. If you enjoy them toasted, do it gently, at no more than 300 degrees, 150 degrees, for 10 to 15 minutes. Avoid salt, oils, or flavorings. Simplicity is key. Now pair those seeds with a breakfast that helps their nutrients do their job. A bowl of oatmeal with flax seeds and blueberries, a slice of whole grain toast with avocado, a smoothie made with spinach, banana, and unsweetened almond milk. These are not just healthy choices. They're functional allies that help your body break down, absorb, and distribute the nutrients in pumpkin seeds where they're needed. Why is pairing important? Because pumpkin seeds contain fat-soluble compounds like vitamin E and certain sterols. These need other healthy fats to be metabolized efficiently. If you eat them alone on an empty stomach, your body might only absorb a portion of what they offer. But when paired with complementary foods, their bioavailability increases, meaning more of their benefits reach your bloodstream and tissues, including your prostate. If you prefer simplicity, one easy option is to blend the seeds into a smoothie. You can soak them overnight in water to make them easier to digest. Another is to grind them slightly in a food processor or coffee grinder, releasing their oils and making nutrients more accessible. Just 1 tablespoon a day, no need for more. Consistency trumps quantity. Let's talk about timing. Morning consumption isn't just tradition, it's strategic. During sleep, your body enters a restorative phase. Hormone levels reset, inflammation decreases. By morning, your system is primed to receive nutrients and begin the day's healing cycle. This is the ideal window to support your prostate with anti-inflammatory agents, antioxidants, and micronutrients that calm the urinary tract and balance hormones. Don't overlook hydration. One of the most common mistakes people make, even with the right foods, is forgetting water. A dehydrated body can't circulate nutrients efficiently. Aim for a glass of water shortly after waking, before eating. Then continue drinking regularly throughout the day. This helps reduce urinary concentration, ease flow, and support kidney function, each of which is closely tied to prostate health. Another layer to this ritual is mindfulness. Eating slowly, chewing thoroughly, giving your body the chance to recognize what's being consumed. This not only aids digestion, but reinforces a mental connection to healing. When you view your morning meal as a therapeutic act, your mindset shifts. You become more attuned to how you feel, more responsive to subtle changes, and more committed to the journey. Here's something you may not expect. Many men who adopt this routine not only experience fewer symptoms, they report better mental clarity, improved mood, and even more balanced energy throughout the day. That's because when inflammation decreases and nutrient levels stabilize, the effects ripple throughout the body. Hormones regulate more smoothly, sleep quality improves, digestion becomes more regular. There's a momentum that builds when the body begins to function in harmony. Small changes create bigger ones, and soon, the benefits stretch far beyond the initial goal of prostate relief. You may find yourself sleeping deeper, waking up more rested, and moving through your day with less tension and more confidence. This is what's possible when the right ingredients are paired with the right approach. It's not just about pumpkin seeds anymore, it's about turning a simple action into a powerful message of care. And yet, even this isn't the full picture. There's one final component that can multiply all these effects. A natural companion that doesn't just work alongside pumpkin seeds, It actually enhances their performance at a biochemical level. It supports hormone metabolism, reduces oxidative stress, and helps deliver nutrients directly to where they're needed. Without this final element, your results may plateau. You might get some relief, but not the deep, lasting change you're hoping for. This is the last piece of the puzzle. And once you learn it, everything you've done so far will make even more sense and work even better. If you've followed every step until now, you've already taken massive strides toward reclaiming your prostate health naturally and purposefully. You've made shifts in what you eat, how you prepare it, and even when you consume it. These aren't small changes. They're deeply foundational. But now we arrive at the key that ties all these efforts together. The missing piece that transforms an effective practice into an optimized one. This final element is pumpkin seed oil, specifically cold-pressed, unrefined pumpkin seed oil. While the seeds themselves are a powerful food, the oil derived from them is even more concentrated in certain bioactive compounds that are crucial for hormonal balance and cellular repair. Cold-pressed pumpkin seed oil is rich in phytosterols, plant-based molecules that closely resemble cholesterol in structure. These compounds compete with cholesterol for absorption, helping to lower levels of LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, which plays a part not only in heart health, but also in hormonal processing. When LDL levels are lower and hormones are better regulated, the prostate doesn't have to work under pressure. It can function smoothly, free from the inflammation and congestion that commonly cause pain and swelling. In addition to phytosterols, the oil contains a highly bioavailable form of zinc, omega-6 and omega-9 fatty acids, and vitamin E. These nutrients work together to reduce oxidative stress in prostate tissue, support testosterone regulation, and maintain elasticity in the bladder and surrounding muscles. The result? Easier urination, fewer nightly interruptions, and a more stable hormonal environment throughout the day. But the real magic of the oil lies in its absorption. Unlike whole seeds, which the body must break down, the oil is more readily available and easier to digest. A single teaspoon per day, taken in the morning or with your first meal, can enhance the delivery of critical nutrients to your prostate and bloodstream. Let's be clear, this doesn't replace the seeds, it enhances them. Together, they form a complete system. The seeds provide fiber, protein, and whole food nutrients. The oil delivers targeted, fast-acting support where your body needs it most. When combined, they reinforce each other, amplifying their anti-inflammatory and hormone-regulating properties. To integrate the oil into your morning ritual, simply stir it into a smoothie, drizzle it over oatmeal, or even take it straight from the spoon. Its flavor is earthy and nutty, not overpowering. Just ensure it's cold-pressed and stored in a dark bottle to preserve its properties. Keep it refrigerated after opening and never heat it. Doing so can degrade the delicate fats and reduce its effectiveness. Adding this oil consistently can often lead to faster, more noticeable improvements. Some men report significant changes in urinary comfort and flow within just a few weeks. Others find that their sleep improves because they no longer wake up multiple times each night. And some even report enhanced mood and energy, likely due to the oil's subtle effects on hormone regulation and inflammation reduction. Beyond the physical benefits, there's something deeper at work here. When you start your day with a purposeful combination of pumpkin seeds and oil, you're not just addressing a problem. You're committing to self-respect. You're saying, my health matters. I'm in control. I can influence how I feel, one decision at a time. That mindset shift is powerful. It takes you from being a passive observer of your symptoms to an active participant in your healing. And that kind of empowerment creates ripple effects, not only in your body, but in how you live your life. So here's what your complete morning ritual might look like now. A tablespoon of raw or lightly toasted pumpkin seeds, paired with a healthy whole food breakfast. A teaspoon of cold-pressed pumpkin seed oil taken alongside it. Plenty of water, consumed before and after. Time carved out to eat mindfully, without rushing. And a commitment to consistency, because real change takes time, but it also rewards discipline. To those who've made it this far, know this. You've already done more than most ever will. You've sought out knowledge, taken responsibility, and opened the door to a better version of yourself. And what lies ahead? That's up to you. But the foundation is here. As we wrap up, let this be your reminder. Good health isn't found in extremes. It's found in the details, in the simple actions, repeated with care. It's found in listening to your body, learning what supports it, and showing up for it every day. If you found value in what you've learned today, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. There are countless men out there silently struggling with the same symptoms, not knowing that nature may already hold a part of the answer. Your decision to speak up or pass along this information could be the catalyst for someone else's healing. So click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment below, your story, your results, your questions. Because this is a journey we're all walking together, and every insight matters. Health is not about perfection, it's about progress. And every step you've taken brings you closer to a life with more energy, less discomfort, and greater confidence. Here's to your health, quietly strengthened, naturally supported, and fully owned.